Good day, everyone. I am Shaina Ritzby Labad-Labad, and today I'll be discussing the theories of growth and development from Erik Erikson, John Piaget, Sigmund Freud, and Robert Havergas. Each of them explain how human beings develop physically, mentally, emotionally, and socially throughout life. Understanding these theories help us as a future nurses, educators, and individuals to guide others and ourselves through every stages of our life. So without further ado, let's hop into the video. First, let us discuss the Erik Erikson psychosocial theory. Erik Erikson believed that human development occurs through 8 stages, each marked by psychosocial conflict that must be resolved for healthy personality growth. Each stage presents a challenge, but overcoming it builds a new strength for the next phase of life. Let's go through each one briefly. First is the infancy. It is from 0 to 1 years old. The crisis for this stage is trust versus mistrust. Infant learns to trust caregivers who provide love, care, and comfort. Successful resolution leads to security and hope. If not, it leads to mistrust. Next stage is the early childhood. It is from 1 to 3 years old. For the crisis of this stage, it is the autonomy versus shame and doubt. The child learns independence by making choices and controlling body functions. Success leads to confidence, failure leads to shame. The third stage is the preschool. It is from 3 to 6 years old. The crisis for this stage is initiative versus guilt. Children begins to take initiative in play and decision making. Successful result in purpose, failure may cause guilt. The fourth stage is the school age. It is from 6 to 12 years old. The crisis for this stage is the industry versus inferiority. Children develop competence through school and activities. Success brings pride, failure can lead to feeling of inferiority. Now let's proceed to the fifth stage, the adolescent stage. It is from 12 to 18 years old. The crisis for this is the identity versus the role confusion. Teens explore their personal identity and values. Success forms a strong sense of self. Failure causes confusion. The sixth stage is the young adulthood. It is from 18 to 40 years old. The crisis for this stage is the intimacy versus the isolation. The focus is forming deep relationship and commitment. Success results in love. Failure may lead to loneliness. Now let's proceed to the seventh stage, the middle adulthood. It is from 40 to 65 years old. The crisis for this stage is degenerativity versus stagnation. Adults focus on productivity and contribution, such as career and family. Success brings the fulfillment. Failure may cause stagnation. The last stage for the Erik Erikson psychosocial theory is the late adulthood. It is from 65 years and above. The crisis for this stage is the integrity versus despair. Older adult reflects on their life. Success brings peace and satisfaction. Failure results in regret or despair. Now, let's proceed to John Piaget's cognitive development theory. This theory focuses on how children think, reason, and understand the world. Piaget believed that children are active learners. They construct knowledge through experiences. He identifies 4 stages of cognitive development: the sensory motor stage, pre-operational stage, the concrete operational stage, and lastly, the formal operational stage. Now let's discuss the first stage, the sensory motor stage. It is from birth to 2 years old. Infants learn through their senses and movements. They develop object permanence, which is the idea that objects still exist even when unseen. Next is the pre-operational stage, which is 2 to 7 years old. Children begins to use symbol, words, and imagination. However, their thinking is egocentric. They see things only from their perspective. Next is the concrete operational stage, which is 7 to 11 years old. Logical thinking develops. Children understand conservation, the idea that quantity remains the same even if appearance changes. The last stage, formal operational stage, start from 12 years and above. Abstract and hypothetical thinking begins. Adolescents can think about complex problems, ethics, and future possibilities. Now let us move on to Sigmund Freud's psychosexual theory of development. He believed that personality is shaped by how we deal with pleasure and conflict centered on different parts of the body called erogenous zone. There are 5 stages of psychosexual development. The first one is the oral stage from birth to 1 year old. Pleasure is centered in the mouth, like sucking, eating, and biting. Success builds trust. If not, it can lead to dependency or oral habit like smoking. The second stage is the anal stage, which is from 1 to 3 years old. Its focus is on bowel and bladder control or toilet training. Success develops self-control. Fixation can lead to obsessive or messy behavior. The third stage is the phallic stage from 3 to 6 years old. Focuses on genitals. Children becomes aware of gender differences. The Oedipus or Electra complex occurs here. Successful resolution builds a healthy gender identity. The fourth stage is the latent stage from 6 to 12 years old. Sexual feelings are dormant. Children's focusing on learning, friendships, and hobbies. The last stage is the genital stage from 12 years and above. Sexual maturity develops and individuals seek meaningful relationships. Success leads to balanced, caring adult capable of love and work. Freud's theories emphasizes that early childhood experiences greatly influence personality and behavior in adulthood. Finally, let's discuss the Robert Havergard's developmental task theory. Havergard stated that throughout life, people face developmental tasks, specific goals or skills they must master at different stages of life. Successfully completing this task leads to happiness and success, while failure can cause frustration and difficulty later on. The first one is the infancy in early childhood, from 0 to 6 years old. In this stage, they learn to walk, talk, eat solid food, and relate emotionally to others. This stage builds the foundation for future learnings. Next is the middle childhood, from 6 to 12 years old. Here, they learn basic academic skills like reading and writing, developing social cooperation and learnings to take responsibility. The third is the adolescence, from 13 to 18 years old, developing identity, gaining independence from parents, and preparing for future career and family life. Next is the early adulthood, from 19 to 30 years old, choosing a partner, establishing a home, starting a career, and taking on social responsibilities. Number 5 is the middle age, from 30 to 60 years old, achieving social and civic responsibility, helping children become adults and adjust to aging parents. Sixth is the later maturity, from 60 years old and above, adjusting to declining strength, retirement, and life changes while maintaining satisfaction and purposes. Havergard's theory reminds us that growth and learning never stop. Every stage of life has its own purpose and challenges. In summary, all these theories, from Erik Erikson's psychosocial stages, Piaget's cognitive stages, Freud's psychosexual stages, and Havergard's developmental task, give us complete picture of how humans grow and change. Erickson's focus on social and emotional conflicts, Piaget on thinking and learning, Freud on personality and pleasure, and Havergert's on life responsibilities and success. Together, they remind us that growth and development are lifelong journey, filled with learnings, challenges, and opportunities for personal growth. Thank you for listening, and may we all continue to grow, not just in age, but in wisdom and understanding.